All right. Hello, everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Dr. Simonds Metabolics and Weight Loss Ask Me Anything Facebook Live. Today is December the 27th of 2021. So this is kind of like the holiday edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Christmas/New Year edition. We are open this week.
Yes, both offices.
Yes, and we're open in both offices at normal hours. And anyway, you can come in. You can be seen. If you're ready to get started on that New Year's stuff ahead of time, call us. We'll see if we can get you on the schedule.
Yeah.
Get you back on the schedule. Wait. That's right. If you're already scheduled, come on. If you messed it up during Christmas, don't feel like you got to cancel and not come. Come on. This is where you come because we're going to help you.
Yes.
We're going to help you. We're not going to beat you down psychologically in any way. We're going to encourage you, right? And we all need some of that.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, see, the doctor here. That's right.
So as usual,
Yes.
It's Doc and me, Michelle Kennedy,
right.
nurse practitioner in our Raleigh location. And again, we are open in both offices. We're currently in the Raleigh location on Falls and News Road. And the Durham office is right near South Point. So if you're a new patient, you're a restart, you're just a routine follow-up, give us a call. We're happy to get you on the schedule. We are a little booked up this week, but we always get cancellations. So we tell people
That's right.
to always try because cancellations happen and we may get you in that day.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Particularly if you're a long-time patient, you need a follow-up.
Yeah.
We can usually work you in somewhere. Don't be scared. Like I'm working over in the Durham office in the evening, so Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday evening, and there's openings there after 6:30. I know there's openings there. I've looked at. See, here's what happens for those of you who don't know. There's any of you ever worked at something called a company? Know that after the holiday, a bunch of people get drunk on Sunday, Saturday, and Sunday, and they call in sick for the week. Monday I got a hangover.
We have
I'm joking a little bit.
A lot of that.
Yeah, I'm joking a little bit. So anyway,
we just have openings. Show up on the schedule.
That's right. Yeah. So anyway, I can tell you that the way that things are booked is in the morning, and in the evening there's openings. And if you're a follow-up, come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, and
don't worry. I think I'll have staff here by the evening. It's not the point, even if they're hungover from the weekend.
Hopefully not. Thank you for attending live. We are giving another $25 Target gift card away. So we need you to do two things. We need you to like this video and write in the comment section, #SimonsAMA. We're also happy to answer any questions that you want us to answer live. So you can just type it in the comment section, and this will be recorded. So even if you miss it, don't worry. Or if you want someone to see it, you can watch, you can rewatch, you can share it. That's what we're here for. So shall we jump in?
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm going to start with
Before Christina. I talk about any more drunks on our staff.
He's not talking about me. Don't worry.
I'm looking at Michelle.
No, he is not.
By the way, she never drinks, so it's kind of funny for me to point the finger at her. Yeah.
So Christina from Raleigh says, I'm vegan, so keto probably won't work for me. What else would you recommend? So two parts there. Technically, you can do keto as a vegan or a vegetarian. It is a bit more challenging, but any dietary change is challenging. So if you really want to try keto, there are resources out there that could be very, very helpful. We have some vegetarian and vegan recipes on our Casual Keto Doctor Instagram site and our website. And although we don't have a lot of patients doing vegan or vegetarian, we have some, and we have plant-based guides for protein in the office that we can give you, and website recommendations. And really, got to remember with keto, it is low carbohydrate. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to eat tons of meat and tons of fat. But you do keep your carbohydrate low. And there are tons of non-starchy vegetables that are very low in carbohydrate and really healthy fats like avocados and nuts and seeds. And then there are protein sources like soy, tempeh, tofu, things that you can get away with. So if you don't want to rule out keto, I promise there are resources for you, Christina.
Yeah, you just can't be a junk food vegan or vegetarian.
Exactly.
You can't say, hey, Twinkies are, Twinkies don't have meat in their animal product in there. I'm going to eat Twinkies, you see. This is the mistake.
Exactly.
And so there are ways to do it. And look, calorie restriction still works.
It does.
Yeah,
it does.
It still works. I mean, if you eat less, I mean, you get to a point where you lose weight, and that's just the way it works, I always say if you go to a famine-ridden country, you'll find people die thin there.
Yeah.
Okay. Cutting calories will actually kill you at some point when you get down and it's too low, and it takes a lot of your body away. So anyway, just think of calorie counting as kind of a controlled form of starvation that's safe, if you will.
Yeah.
And if you don't like the idea of trying to figure out how much fat and protein and carbs, you can still do that. It works, and it always will work.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us. This is Dr. Simon's Ask Me Anything Facebook Live event, Monday, December the 27th. Barbara, thank you. Thank you for loving Dr. Simon's and the no judgment zone that we have here. And thanks. We will keep you on track. We definitely will keep you on track. Okay?
In a judgment-free way. Barbara is right. And thank you so much, Barbara.
The key is when the chips are down, that's when you need to come in.
Yeah.
See, I had people tell me this over the years all the time. Oh my gosh, I'm not doing that well. I didn't want to come in until I was doing well. No. Yeah, like Jesus said, I came to save the sinner. The ones that are already saved, I don't need to save them, you see. So it's that concept there. It's a concept of grace. Look, if it was easy to be thin, don't you think America would already be thin, right? So I'm here to help you if you're off track. Yeah. That's the perfect time to come in, right? Yes,
and the holidays are also a perfect time because a lot of us are struggling during this
time. That's
right.
right.
There's no need to wait. Give us a call. We are here. All right, so Christina, thank you for that question. Hopefully between calorie counting or a vegan version of keto or just a lower carbohydrate path, you will find great success, and give us a call if you haven't been.
That's right.
So you want to take Amelia?
Amelia from Durham. How do I ensure I stick to my New Year's weight loss goals? Well, that's not so hard of a question, Amelia. We got you on that. Okay. Sure. So Amelia, let me ask you this. If you need a paycheck, okay, and you have a job and you need that paycheck, right, to be able to put food on the table, make a car payment, whatever, maybe a house payment or whatever, get some clothes, the necessities of life, right? Do you kind of wake up in the morning and say, well, maybe I won't go to work today, or I don't really need this job? No, when you need the paycheck, you begin to make the job and getting there the priority, and then doing a good job while you're there because you want to keep getting that paycheck, right? And this is one of the basics of life. So this question, because I get this a lot in the office, right? And people are worried they're going to fall off track and stuff, and I always say, what about your priorities? Okay, if I was paying you $1 million a day to get it right, you think you could get it right? Yeah, I know you could get it right. Okay, you'd be getting it right 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and racking up the cash.
Doesn't mean it's easy.
Okay, but you got to make it a priority, right? Just like, and that's a good example. It's kind of, it's facetious and everything, but look, the idea that if there's a bunch of money involved, you'll actually, you'll buck up and you'll actually get the job done. And that's the mindset I want you to develop, is that, look, this is a priority. It's not second place to all these other things in my life. No, this is a major thing for me. My health is at stake and I'm going to do this, right? And you need to just get that attitude and keep it there.
And we're here to help.
That's
so
right.
Another thing is making sure that you take advantage of the help that's out there and don't feel like you have to do it by yourself, right? When we set goals to make behavior change, regardless of what it is, we should be asking for help from the people in our life or specialists that can make it a little bit easier, a little bit more feasible. So that's where we come in. And this time of year is a time where we're all setting goals, but frankly, it's no different than any other goal setting any time of year. It just happens to be really popular to do a resolution in the new year. So we have a live question from Teresa. Do y'all still have HCG and the vitamin B12 injections? And the answer is yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. The B12 injections we are running and have for a couple of years now. A very popular special for our lipotropic injections. You've probably seen them in our emails. They are a combination of B vitamins, amino acids, and other natural compounds that are really, really helpful when it comes to supporting metabolic rates, supporting detoxification, fighting inflammation, good for skin, hair, nails, energy, sleep, mood. I mean, they're the feel-good vitamins, is what I tell people a lot. So they make you feel good. And when we feel good and we sleep good, we just do good. So that's something that you don't need an appointment for. If you want to pop in this week for a Super B and a Fat Burn Plus, we call them our lipotropics, it may really help you recover from whatever Christmas holiday stuff you've just gone through and prepare for the new year. weekend.
Okay, so look, the producer wants me to talk about HCG, and I'm not going to talk about it. And I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to talk about it, because we live in a world where Twitter and Facebook are going to shut us down if we talk about it. Okay, and regulatory authorities are going to get all mad and all that sort of thing. This is something we talk about to patients here in the office if you want to do it. So give us a call. Get on the schedule. We'll be glad to explain all that stuff in here. But there's some things you can't say out there on social media anymore without getting yourself in trouble, and that's one of them. So I'm just skipping that one down. They don't mind the vitamins and stuff, so we talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone understands this concept.
Yes. And Holly, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else? Remember, like the video, hashtag Simonds AMA. We got a $25 Target gift card that may have your name on it at the end.
All right, Nora. Nora, not Nora from our Durham office, but Nora from Wilmington. Yes.
So look, Nora lives far away from the office. She's asking, can she still become a patient? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
We have a good number of patients who either live in the area but struggle to get in due to their schedule, or they live a distance away that makes it difficult to come in for their visits. And so we are able to do.
We have a lot of patients from down there at the coast and near the Wilmington area.
We do.
Yeah, and so we have a distance program. We got to see you one time. Okay, that establishes the physician-patient relationship in North Carolina. If this was like an acute care, we just needed to prescribe you, for example, an antibiotic or something. It's kind of that from the state standpoint that they allow a televisit for stuff like that, even if you're not an established patient, But for things where you give medications to help you lose weight, the state kind of, from a regulatory standpoint, considers that, hey, there needs to be kind of a face-to-face interaction to establish the physician-patient relationship. And then after that, we can begin to do virtual visits and things like that. And that it's all good as long as it's here in the state of North Carolina.
Yeah. And we make it very, very easy. You can find out more on our website, simonsmetabolics.com.
That's right.
But please give us a call, Nora, and we can get that first visit in person, and then we will work with you from there to do it over the telephone. All right. So Elena from Durham is asking, can you tell me more about the benefits of the lipotropics? Apparently Teresa kind of beat you to that. Right, Do they suppress appetite too? So we can definitely talk a little bit more.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what I'll tell you is, I want to preface the conversation by saying that evidence-based medicine is kind of the movement in medicine over the last 20 years is fraught with some problems. Okay. So they require you to do these studies where you have organized these very large trials, and you have an intervention group and a control group. The intervention group gets whatever the intervention is. The control group gets placebo, for example. Okay, and then you measure an outcome. So it is cost prohibitive. You have to cozy up to people you don't like to get the money to do it. Okay, and to get all the infrastructure. And this is a real problem because it really suppresses real science. People have good ideas, but they're unwilling to go through this sort of rigmarole to get it. So no one has ever on these injections bothered to go through this process. Just like they haven't bothered to do a study to show that parachutes save your life if you jump out of an airplane. It doesn't mean I always say that you're going to jump out of the airplane without the parachute. Okay, you don't need a randomized controlled trial for everything. So this is the case with the lipotropic injections. If you ask people who do these, they generally like them a lot. The majority of people like them a lot. And like Michelle said earlier, they're combinations of things that everyone kind of considers to be okay, which is vitamins and amino acids and fat burners and things like this that come from natural sources. And the compounding pharmacist just mixes them all together in a way that's friendly to your body and puts it in an injectable form so that we can then give it to you. In fact, there's so many ingredients, so we had to split it to 2 different shots because we couldn't fit it. Imagine a syringe with a whole bunch of stuff in there. There's not enough room in your arm or your behind to give that thing. So you have to split them to 2 different ones. Hence, we got the names that we gave without confusing people with all the ingredient names and all of that. We call it Super B and Fat Burn Plus. And you can take those as often as once a week, right? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of patients do.
And a lot of patients do. And you don't have to, Michelle pointed out, you don't have to have an appointment. Anytime we're open, you can just come in and say, I'm here to get, my lipotropic injections. You can buy them as packages if you want. But really, since COVID got going, I just thought that this was a way to make people feel better. And we've been running a special.
Yeah.
So, if you get both of them, they're essentially $20 each, which is, if you compare that to people's prices at other places, that's the best deal going. Right?
Because this is more than B12.
Yes.
A lot of people are familiar with B12. This is B1, 2, 3, 5, 6.
I see a lot of places charging over $100 for these shots.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And for our patients, we got the deal of deals. So we can do volume-based discounts too, because I can call the compounding pharmacist and get a lot of this at once. And so I don't have to charge these sort of insane prices. And so if you haven't tried those, I would just say the best way to do it is to try it.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you don't feel like it helps you, you don't have to continue to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But if you're like most people who do it, you'll like, hey, I like that.
Yeah.
Okay. And then every week or two, you're popping by to get them, because you can tell when they're wearing off.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh, my sleep isn't as good. My mood isn't as good. I don't have the same kind of energy. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, I can't find, other than the fact that you got to take an injection, there's really no downside in my opinion.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And they don't make your arms super sore.
That's right.
They're kind of a one and done, right? Well,
Yeah.
2 and done, because it's 2 injections. But it's quick. It's easy. A lot of patients who even don't like getting injections, they say it's worth it to me to get these. I feel so good from them. It's worth it to me. And as far as the part of your question, Elaine, about appetite control, there's no studies on this, but we do have patients report that their cravings and their appetite are better controlled. Yeah. And the vitamins do have some action with blood sugar and insulin control. And I know you've heard us talk about that. If you've watched these episodes before, that is key when it comes to weight loss, appetite, and cravings, is what is your blood sugar and what is your insulin doing? So if these can help that, kind of makes sense that they could also help you control that appetite better, not have those cravings.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah. It's not a magic bullet, but it's meant to be used in conjunction with, your efforts to lose weight and to get healthier. And so I just find that most people really like them.
Mm-hmm.
I was a skeptic, when I first got this practice going. I said, this is all just a bunch of hocus pocus, because there wasn't randomized controlled trials. Yeah. And so and then finally so many patients would want them. Mm-hmm. And when I asked me, well, I can't find that this harms anybody. Why don't we do it? Yeah. And it was, the response is overwhelmingly positive. And then, so me being a skeptic, I then had a colleague of mine give them to me. It's like, wow, man, this is
game changer.
Yeah. So it's not like it pulled a placebo effect on me, because I didn't believe it worked in the first place. Mm-hmm. And found out for myself, hey man, this stuff really, really makes me feel better. So, I like it. I like it a lot. And it's pretty, if you can get to the office, you can get one, right?
Yes. And I think it would be good to touch on real quick why an injectable form for these vitamins in particular, because we have, as you see to Dr. Simon's side here, a bunch of oral vitamins from this company Metagenics, which are superb. This is a high quality, and a lot of vitamins can be taken orally and be fine. But in B12, as well as some of the other B vitamins, they really do better not having to go through the mouth, through the stomach, pass through the liver. There's a lot of filtering that can happen, and a reliance on your gut to be really good at absorbing the vitamins in order for it to actually do what it's supposed to do when you swallow it. Whereas when it's an injection, it goes right in, right to the source, right to the cells to do its job.
That's particularly true of the B12. Yes. So in the Fat Burn Plus, we have a form of the B12 called methylcobalamin, and the stuff that you would take orally as a supplement, in the case of B12, is called cyanocobalamin, and your body doesn't make this. Mm-hmm. Okay, you have to get it through your diet, and there's a protein you make in your stomach called intrinsic factor, which binds to that. It's then absorbed in your small intestine in that bound state, and then your body has to methylate it for it to work at the cellular level. So there's several steps involved there, and what happens is that people don't make enough of the protein for very common reasons, like taking, say, aspirin or Aleve, or or ibuprofen, drinking alcohol or caffeine. I know none of you do this, okay, particularly if you smoke, stuff like that. Okay, so anyway, dropping a little science here. So a lot of people can take these oral B12 supplements and they don't get the right form. It doesn't absorb correctly. when you get that shot of the Fat Burn Plus, it's the methylated form. You bypass all of that. And this is why so many people then say, holy cow, man, I really like that.
Especially if they tried B12
yes,
before and said, well, I tried some B12.
and
it didn't really do anything. And I say, well, you may want to give this a try.
Methylcobalamin, that's just one example. There's a lot of ingredients, but so there's a lot of work that goes into these to get these in the form that you're going to absorb and are going to have an immediate impact. So,
yeah, exactly. We have a comment. Chanel loves the energy I get when I come to the office to motivate me, keep me pushing. Oh, yeah. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. Thank you for that.
It's a good report.
Yeah, we love to hear things like that. Thank you. All right,
Ruby.
Yeah, Ruby. She's currently new to keto, looking for new recipes. Is there a difference between keto recipes and those recipes that are labeled low carb? That's a really great question, because there are a lot of low carb versus keto recipes out there. And on our website, Casual Keto Doctor, or that Instagram site, we can assure you that they are all keto, because there is a difference between low carb and ketogenic.
Yeah, so on the Dr. Simon's Metabolics and Weight Loss site, simonsmetabolics.com, we have recipes on there, and they're easy to find. But also on Instagram, at the Casual Keto Doctor, right? There is a ton. And we have, Mr. Producer, I think we got about 7,800 followers at my last check of that site. So a lot of people use those recipes, and they're fantastic. They're really, I find them easy to make, accompanied by great pictures, good tips. And so, if you're looking for an idea of just about, nearly 8,000 followers, just about anything, whether it's a sweet thing, a savory thing, you can find it on that Casual Keto Doctor Instagram site. You'll see my picture up there and recognize me, and you'll know that's the one. You won't find better recipes and better pictures of the stuff anywhere else.
This is true.
Yeah.
This is true. It's pretty fantastic.
Yeah. So the idea, look, in theory, low carb should be, I always say, I really kind of resent these kind of terms, because they really get people confused. The bottom line is, comes down to carbohydrate restriction. So true low carb recipes are fine with me, whether or not they have a certain amount of fat or not. And that's where the kind of dividing line is with most of the quote keto crowd, the low carb crowd. They all restrict carbohydrate. The keto crowd uses a higher fat approach. I don't really care whether it's higher fat or not. I care whether you're eating flour and sugar and all these refined and processed things that are bad for your body. I don't want that point to go unnoticed. That's the problem. We got to get it out. Then if your taste buds and so forth take you to more of a ketogenic high fat diet, well, great, go for it. But if you don't like that much fat, fine, it's okay if you're higher protein. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So the emails. The emails. If you're on our email list, don't just discard them. I know you get them several times a week. Okay.
There's good stuff in there.
Yeah, keto recipes on Tuesday.
Tasty Keto
Tuesday. And there's always a good one highlighted in there. So on Tuesday, open up the email. Yeah.
Check out
if you think the rest of it's a bunch of garbage, fine, use it to line your bird cage, but look at that recipe, okay?
Yeah, we can't always trust when a recipe says it's low carb on the internet. But on the emails, on Casual Keto Doctor on Instagram, you can definitely guarantee it is perfect for what you're looking for if you're doing a ketogenic diet.
Thanks for being part of the AMA today. The Ask Me Anything Facebook Live event, Dr. Simon's Metabolics and Weight Loss. You can win a $25 gift card. Yes. What do they got to do, Michelle, to do that?
You got to like this video and comment #Simonds AMA.
That's right.
Yeah. Holly's asking, how do you get on your email list? Give us a call. All of our patients are on an email list when they fill out their initial paperwork. If for some reason you're not getting the emails first, check your spam folder.
That's correct.
You think you're supposed to be getting them.
Spam and junk. If I'm over there in the spam and junk, get me out of there. Yeah.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. And look, if let's say you're not a patient, and you can go right to our website. And the box that pops up, Mr. Producer, asks for your email. If you want to get on the email list, you can enter it right there. We'll reach out to you. We'll put you on the list. Yeah. Simonsmetabolics.com for more info. That's the website. Okay. Yes, even I go there to check my own website, and it asks me every time I go on there. The box pops up asking me for my email. Right. Okay.
All right. One final question. We got Taylor from Apex. Just curious, what are y'all's New Year's resolutions?
Yes. Well, I've got them.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So I think that, so for me, I kind of had a strange fall time period. Really over the last year has been kind of different. And so I had to take a bunch of steroids because of a medical condition, it's a prednisone. And it really kind of messed me up, and I gained some weight. And I'm off all of that stuff now, but the lingering effect of that is still there. So I've made exercise a bigger priority, and I've been consistently doing it in November and December. And then the more I've been doing this a long time, and this sort of practice a long time, and I am just more and more convinced as time goes on, and the more medical literature is published about this subject, that saturated fat from animals, naturally occurring saturated fat from animals, is actually a really, really healthy thing for most human beings. And so I'm increasing my intake of that and decreasing my intake. If you're going to be a scientist, that means you have to be a skeptic. Okay. And so being a skeptic means you question everything. And when you look at where dietary recommendations come from, all right, they don't come from these randomized controlled trials I was talking about. They come from pontificating fools, okay, at universities with many, many initials after their last name, whose justification is, I know more than you, so you should, while they're on the payroll of grain farmers and stuff like that, right? Okay. I'm being a little facetious here, but you get the idea.
He's not wrong.
You need to question these things, okay? And even the idea that you question the health of things like vegetables, okay? I mean, there are colleagues of mine who make very good points that not all vegetables are suited for human beings, and we eat a lot of things that maybe we shouldn't be eating, okay? And so for me, I think that, keeping that mindset and eating, I know that my body works right, feels the best, and I lose weight when I eat a lot of animal fat, butter, cream cheese, the fat off of meat. These things are good for you. They're good for me. My blood pressure is good. My blood sugar is good. My weight comes down. I feel better in so many ways. So that's really, as a New Year's resolution, I've already started that, exercising and then staying focused on that, and keeping a real skeptical mind about everything else that goes in my mouth.
I like that. Yeah. The evidence is really mounting for full fat dairy products.
That's right.
Along that same vein, we really have to do better about getting away from the fat-free and low-fat dairy, because the fat in there has actually been shown to improve things like blood pressure, cholesterol, weight, fat around the abdomen. So that's something we definitely will be counseling our patients on, and have been. As far as mine, I don't do New Year's. I don't want to be a party people. I don't do resolutions. I really just try to always have.
Does Michelle look like she needs a resolution in regards to her weight?
We could all have resolutions when it comes to attitude and mood, all that, all good stuff, and sleep. But I really do try to make it a priority all year to take care of myself and take care of the people I care about. I'm still a fan of resolutions, though, and I help my patients. I will be this week for sure, helping my patients as I have for the past 9 years, and help them come up with resolutions and stick to the resolutions, because I do think it is a wonderful, wonderful thing. But Dr. Benner, go ahead.
Yeah, look. So one last question that Chanel asked: are offices open on Friday at least for a couple of hours? No, they are not, and look, we've tried this a number of times in the past. We have an extremely high number of, we have a couple of problems there, high number of cancellations and no-shows on Friday for whatever reason. And number two, you've heard about supply chain shortages and all that stuff. There's a supply chain shortage on workers, and I don't have any workers who want to work on Friday. This is another problem. I got to find people to do it. So I was talking to the producer about a virtual option. Maybe this will come in the future where you can virtually do your appointment on Friday without having to come in. And it's all automated, kind of like the self-checkout line at the grocery store for people who are regular follow-ups. Stay tuned for that. Okay, the winner of the $25 gift card from Target is Holly.
Holly.
Okay. Holly, we're going to
Thank
message you
you.
to get that gift card to you. Like I say on the radio show, stay on the line until the producer talks to you. Okay. Thanks for watching. We are open this week, and we look forward to seeing you in the office.
Have a good week, everyone.
Yeah.